Okay, I think we're good to go. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. Let's get going with the art stream. Oh, goodness. Man, it's still very cold where I live. It was once again like minus 40 this morning walking the dog, so relatively short walk for me, because you got to be careful of frostbite and such. So I expect my dog will come down earlier than usual, because she's gonna want to get more of her energy out running around outside, because she is 100% a winter dog and loves to be outside. But while I'm streaming, I can't really go upstairs and let her back in, so she's gonna have to stay inside while we're doing this. Yeah. So, art stream. So this morning I'm going to be doing a bit of fan art for Silksong, so I can use it as the thumbnail for next Monday's stream video. Part of why I want to do this is because I want to try to just get better at digital painting, and giving myself a roughly 2-hour time limit to produce a piece of art. I have found very helpful in terms of like getting me to just finish a piece and kind of share it with the world, which is kind of one of the big hurdles that I've had doing art, getting better at it before. So it's been working pretty well so far. If you haven't been here before, I do have a want to let you know what I'm working with. I do have a display tablet that I will be. I'm looking at the display tablet right now. This is that. Come on. And so, looking this direction, I am drawing. You should be able to see on the screen here stuff like that. I am drawing in Krita, which is an open source art program, using brushes by the art YouTuber Jazza. I quite enjoy his oil brush set. What else? And then I just kind of have a goal in mind for what I want to improve on for any particular stream. In this case, it being a new year, it's kind of going to be, I think, slightly different than previously. Before, I was just kind of worried about composition and how to pace out my time for doing art correctly, so I can actually finish pieces in 2 hours. And while that is still going to be a consideration, like in terms of like managing, for example, all of the different layers here, all that kind of stuff, I have gotten decent enough that it's not going to be like my primary focus. And what I want to start working on is, while I was away visiting family over the Christmas holiday, my cousin reminded me of an artist that I quite like, Leonid Afremov, I think is how you say the name. If I mispronounce it, apologies. But he has some very like spectacular, high contrast, very vibrant art style that I want to kind of not necessarily emulate, but try to learn from and work into my style. Like just choose some brighter colors. So, for example, like in this art piece here, you can see like this whole globe thing back there is very muted and dull, which for the most part works just fine, but it's like also not very interesting colors, which again, given that I want the subjects to be the main focus, I think it works fine. But I do kind of want to start taking some more risks with the background in terms of like choosing colors or being more bold with with choices. So it's not just like the oranges here and like kind of a muddy brownish grayish color here. Like get some blues in there and some greens or something like much more like contrasty, vibrant to try to balance that. Do some like actual color theory work is definitely going to be what I'm going to want to try to do today. How successful I will be at it, considering I've never tried before, I will probably be terrible. But, you know, if you don't try, you don't learn. So, we'll learn by doing. That said, that is the plan. And I don't really have an idea for subject. I will probably do a painting of the last judge, because that's the boss that we're going to be going up against first on Monday's stream. That's kind of where I've gotten to in the game. So we're going to do something with that, probably. But just as a quick... I want to show you the works of... some of the works of Leonid Antonov that I want to be emulating. So this here is kind of one of the works. The vibrant colors, while still being kind of clear that it's a city scene, probably in the rain, because you got all the reflections down here. I find fascinating just the way it's added all of these extra colors. Some characters, so I could definitely see something like this, like the big chunks of color and the way that he's using so the big, like the big blocks of colors and the way that they're all kind of mushed together, like and layered kind of roughly and propped up on there. Or for example, this one, like the energy of all of the streaks of wildly different colors that kind of shouldn't be there surrounding the background here, like the very warm colors here and the very cooler colors near the edge. That whole vibe and just kind of the interest in the background here, while still kind of being clear what the actual subject is. I think the way he's accomplished that is, in this case, through detail. So like the horse is much more detailed, where these are all just large random blobs of color. So I don't know, something along those lines will be what I'm looking for. Along the, like, what I'll be shooting for in terms of, I don't know, background, I guess, or just like color theory stuff. Again, I will almost certainly fall short because this is a thing that I have not really tried before, but it is, I don't know, it's something that I do really want to give a go at. So, actually, before we... let me pull up the reference of the last judge, so you can see also the reference that I will be working from. There you go. We have the reference image up. You can see everything. You can see the... Great. So, first things first, we're gonna do some thumbnails for seeing what I want the composition to be. Okay, good enough. So we have angular section. I'll force myself to do like 4 of them before we decide. And then we'll go from there. So I think my first inclination is to have Hornet be here, jumping backwards. Away from the bell. Where's my mouse? From this bell thing here. However, jump back away from that because I remember that being one of the attacks. So big bell here, probably slamming the ground with the chain, moving up and away. I guess maybe it's not a chain, maybe it's just a rope. Maybe that's just the way that they draw it. I can't really tell. Either way, we'll do that, and then what a weird helmet. Okay, the judge's helmet. Looking this direction, so face this way. The arm. Here, having thrown it. Is it? Oh, maybe that's the wrong arm. It's fine. Artistic license. Interesting. I wonder if the image that I found is mirrored, because it is odd that it's the left hand that holds the incense. At least odd to me. I'm sure it flips in game. They just mirror the sprite or the animation, so probably switches which hand is attached to the chain. So I'm not gonna worry about it too much. But yeah, I think that's my first idea. Something along those lines. Next, the other move that I remember the judge doing. Okay. We'll work on that. That's far too large. Try this again. Do the spinning circle. Oh. Again, we'll make it a little bit more dynamic. Try to do like a 3/4 angle here with the fire. Incense burner being here, trailing the fire. That was the happened in the second stage. Things lit on fire, and then we're not just going to be dodging back in this one as well, just kind of jumping backwards. Maybe. Or maybe, I guess maybe Horn doesn't even need to technically even be involved. But, just to do the judge. Or, let's, what else? What else could it be? Could be that we have Hornet. Oh, I actually don't remember. That was at the end of the stream that we fought the last judge, so I was definitely kind of checked out a little bit. So I remember the spinning move. I remember getting hit by the thing being thrown. There was something, I think they dashed across the ground and then it grounded on fire. So we could do that. We could have the judge be here, kind of running across the ground. Oh, how to. And then fire, and then hornet being up in the air. Kind of like the in this way, just kind of floating up in the air here, like this. There's no, can't see it. Yeah, oh, just floating up. What? All right. I'm having trouble showing on the screen, but the idea would be hornets jumping up in the air above the ground, possibly. So maybe that's what we do. I don't know. I don't feel super confident in being able to draw that motion, and I don't really think I remember what that animation looks like, because it happened once and then I kind of called it for the day. And the last one, I feel like I'm kind of stretching here, or reaching here for things to do. Could just be, I don't know, I could just actually make my life easier and then just kind of draw the judge one for one in the same pose that I have for the reference image. So we could just do this, and then that would give me more of a chance to really focus on the color theory stuff. But I don't know, this feels like not dynamic enough of a pose, and to be interesting, I don't know, I feel like I would really need to work on the color theory stuff, which, I don't know, from my first time out, I'm that concerns me a little too much, so I'm not going to, especially since I'm going to have to use this as a thumbnail for Monday's stream. So yeah, I don't know if I want to put that much pressure on myself to like really nail the color theory stuff first try. So I am concerned about that. I don't think so. I think for me, in my mind anyway, the top two ideas are, we have this one here, the throwing the incense burner and dodging out of the way, or we go with the spinning the incense burner and the flame effects trailing behind. I think I might stick with my first idea in this case. I think this is kind of the one I'm most excited to work on, so we'll start with that. So we'll copy selection to new layer, and that we will kind of make this thumbnail the size of the canvas. Ooh, I did pretty good with the proportions this time. That's nice. I do think I want it centered a bit, so we have Hornet off to the side there, and the main focal point will be this explosion right here. Whoops. That's not what I want. Yeah, so we'll do that. Go back to a brush. And then okay, because the judge is brass color, we'll say, and the incense burner is a yellowish color, as you can kind of yellowish, brownish, kind of warmer colors. I think for the background then, if I want to kind of do a vibrant contrast thing, we're going to make it, it'll be a blue, do a blue, do a contrast blue to orange. So go about here, and then we'll just do it. Oop. Let's actually, before I keep going, name our layers properly. So we have background. Oh, I can't see it because I guess you guys don't really need to see me do the interesting work of naming layers. Sketch, which we will lock so I don't accidentally change it. Let's rename this one as thumbnails, which I will also lock even though we can't see it. So for the background, actually I wanted to sketch the, oops. Oh, because I locked it, I can't move it around. So we'll move the sketch to the top, then we'll, oops, lock it again. Then for the background, now we will grab the paint bucket, paint it a blue, which I will then make vibrant and less vibrant with different tools. So we're going to start with just the brush, an airbrush of a lighter blue, just to make sure we have like a slightly more neutral background to work with, to lay our other colors on top of. Go with a darker one as well. At this time I don't really want the airbrush, I want larger brush. I'm just gonna oops, not what I wanted. I need no, you know what, take it back, we're going back to the airbrush. I was gonna darken the corners a little bit just to give ourselves a mini vignette to, yeah, a mini vignette to, again, hold our focus to the center of the drawing. Okay. So we have that done. Now, what I want to do is we are going to go, bring back the reference so you can see what I'm working on. Okay, so there are a couple of colors. We're gonna go, I'm just gonna kind of wing it a little bit more, so go with just choosing some of the browns and bronzes here. So we have, wow, that's very much, I mean, color theory for you. I'm gonna dull it down a little bit. The face, the weird shape, kind of just a big block with the horns at the top. So how I'm painting on the background. Hey, okay. Do all of this. We are going to lock the background. Background is done for now. We'll likely come back and adjust it in the future. But first, we're going to go with the last judge. Okay. We are now correct layer. Try this again. The weird head thing. From the perspective, the horns are going to be out, slightly smaller. and then they got the big shoulder arm things, which really taper in, huh? Darker. The hands, which we'll call that a glove, okay? 3 fingers. And a thumb. Okay. Cool. Grab this again. And then their arm. Because the arm's going to go... Oops. And behind the head. And it's a grayish color. Okay, so we'll do something desaturated and darker. Best armor. Background. Okay, that's just a blob of nothingness right now. I can't get rid of the sketch. I can, actually. Nope, nope. Boost the opacity of the sketch a little bit so I can see a little bit more of what I'm working on. Okay. Oops. And they have an even darker color. Okay, so darker. Grab. Well, they are fully fully doing across the body kind of motion. I think what is happening with that leg? That does not look healthy. Do something more along those lines, I guess. Oops. Yeah. It's fine, I suppose. Yeah, okay. That's... Alright, and then we'll do the... Base is a slightly lighter color as well. Or is it lighter? It's just shiny. Maybe it's just shiny. Well, it's lighter now, so that's not correct. Cool, guys. Yeah, and then it's gonna be a crying face, which is sad and disturbing, but that's fine. This is just not thick enough. know what? Maybe we just can't actually see that leg at all. That's how this works. No. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then we have to large. Have the big ball. Sure, it actually hits the bottom. Hi, Hyper Game Dev. Yeah, for sure you're welcome to. I don't know if I've actually have it set up to allow that though. This is my first experience with having anybody interested in coming to raid my channel, but it'd be lovely to have you guys if it works out. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, and let me know if it's not working and I can see about fiddling with some of the settings behind the scenes. Yeah. Cool. So we are I do have to set it up. Great. Okay. Cool. We'll take a break from doing the art to figure this out, because definitely happy to have more folks coming in. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. Okay. Hang on. Let me just get rid of some of the other windows, just in case. I assume I will probably be fine. I think I have things set up nicely, but I don't really want to accidentally screw myself up. So we need to. Oh, thank you, Hyper Game Dev. Let's figure this out. YouTube Studio, yes. Settings, yes. We can do community moderation. Great. Lovely. User management, scroll to the bottom. Oh, user management, gotcha. Scroll to the bottom. Oh yeah, there we go. Channels can redirect to my content. Since I'm relatively small, I'm going to be... We'll be risky and just do all channels can for now. If that comes back to bite me in the ass, we'll change it. Cool. So, whoops. That has been saved. So I think that should work now. Yeah. Okay. I think I have it set up now. Hyper Game Dev. Let me know if it works. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate the folks coming by, redirecting to my stuff. Cool. Okay, so while I wait to hear whether or not that happened. Where was I? Art reference. There we go. Okay, so let's get back to painting the last judge as a thumbnail for Monday, because that's where I am and what I'm going to be fighting. So, where did we get to? I just did the rough colors. So we will... Let's go in and start refining the image now, before I go on to working on Hornet. Partially because I've done some painting for Hornet before, so I'm kind of a little bit more confident with that, whereas I haven't ever painted the judge prior to this, so yeah. Yes. Ah, great, Hybrid Game Dev. It looks like it just worked. Thank you very much. Welcome Hyper Game Dev viewers. How's it going? Currently working on giving myself a challenge of trying to do a digital painting in about 2 hours that I will be using for my Monday streams of my playthrough of Hollow Knight currently. Hooray! Hello, hello! So, I'm going to be painting on paper. That's fantastic. Welcome. I am not I don't know. Painting on paper, painting on like traditional medium is great. I miss the undo button. If I'm honest, that's kind of where I'm at. But so welcome everybody. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give myself a challenge of doing a digital painting in about 2 hours that I can use as the thumbnail for my Monday streams. Part of that is to push myself to actually finish a painting project, because that is definitely where I struggle, is the follow through and getting things done. So I have 2 hours to get to a point where I can call it done, and then that's what we're going to do. So I have decided I'm going to be doing, we'll do catch you up. I'm working in Krita right now. This is kind of the rough sketch that I did for what I will be working towards. And my goal today is I want to be able to really work on colors and color theory. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on, trying to use bolder, brighter colors, which I'm gonna say is kind of terrifying, but you know, it'll be great. We'll get through it. It's all good. It'll be fine. Mistakes make it more interesting. True. It's and yeah, it's just undo is a safety net that I feel reluctant to let go of currently. But I think for me, part of the reason that I'm trying to do it in like 2 hours is it's kind of trying to push myself in that direction. So that's what we're working with. Thank you very much, Hyper Game Dev. I appreciate the vote of confidence. So right now I'm just trying to render the last judge in a way that is kind of clear, because I think they're largely a bunch of metal on them. So we're gonna just outline, kind of rim highlight things to start. We'll pull back from there probably a little bit, but for now this is where we're at. And then I'm going to bring the color back a little bit from there. And then for this, I have some interesting details, like pec muscles, which is a little bit odd. We're just gonna... Oh, that feels so bright. I don't... No, stick with it. You can do it. Just stay with the bold colors. Stay with the bold colors. You can do it. Push and pull later. Just get it going. Once again, we're just gonna do some highlighting. Not super happy with the position of that back leg in kind of like the throwing pose. I feel like something is off. Can't quite say. Oh no, you know what it is? It's the weird shape of the torso that's giving me a weird, like, so because it's like, it's a bug. It's got a weird thorax thing here, which I think my issue is now that oops, the legs are coming out at the wrong spot, because I think I want the legs okay, no, we're gonna take advantage of the digital medium. Just gonna grab that and we're gonna move it because I can. It's got to be like up here. I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. Do I want to rotate it? A little bit. Is it that way? No. No, we're just gonna get rid of it. Start again. Take away all the advantage of the digital medium. Try this. That'll be here. Right? Yeah, okay. That feels a little bit better to me. This leg. Bring it down a little bit because it's a weird shape. Yeah, there we go. So, all you folks from Hyper Game Dev, what have you guys been up to? I see somebody mentioning that they won't get the jam submission finished. Talking, I'm assuming game dev, just based on the name of the channel you're coming from. Which game jam are you, or which jam are you working on? Oops. Okay, so move this here. Yeah, a game jam. Nice. Is it which one is going on right now? Making roguelikes. Nice. Those ones are challenging to do for sure. Okay, so let's see. It's got the bell thing here. Ah, the game like jam. That's cool. Oh, you're running your own game. Oh, that's extra cool. It's been a hot minute since I've had time to participate in a game jam. They are fun, but super stressful. I find them super stressful. That's maybe not in everybody's experience with them, but yeah, for sure. Game like Jam Rogue. Ah, cool. I will definitely go check that out after this. I can be upfront. I'm probably not gonna have time to participate in that, but like that's real cool. Organizing game jams, super cool. That's not bright enough. I need something more vibrant. Is that? There we go. That's color I'm looking for. Yeah, I think they're stressful too. A month long, yeah. For sure. Yeah. Like the whole month absolutely helps in terms of like getting things. It helps and yet it doesn't, right? Because again, like for sure, like all of you. What? Hang on, let me. I am a procrastinator, so it always comes down to like the last few days. So sometimes, the few that I participated in, the month-long one felt still like the week-long one because I just procrastinated so much that I had to get it all done within a few days anyway. So. Oh, very cool. Yeah, no, it's 100%. I will be checking this out after the stream. For now, though, I only have another hour-ish, hour and a half to get a painting done, so I should probably not spend much of that time looking at a game jam that I'm likely not going to have time to participate in this time around. But, yeah, for sure. Cool. So we are here. I think I actually also want to grab this color and then give like the thorax a little bit of attention there too. Okay, and I think that's enough base colors that I'm gonna try the sketch, work further on refining the details of the... Ah, you're welcome. You did me a huge favor by dropping by and bringing your audience with you. That's, thank you very much. I feel like the least I can do is ask what you guys are up to. But yeah. I'll get it. I'll get it done. It will be done at some point. Whether or not I'm happy with how rendered it is, we'll figure it out. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just do better next time. Okay, we'll cover that. He's got the weird kind of rope thing, which I may or may not have time to render like individual segments, so oh, great. Oh, I assume then that you are also working in Godot mostly. I feel very not equipped enough for a conversation with someone who I didn't know about until a couple minutes ago. Which, now that I say that out loud, makes it seem maybe a little creepy that you want to do some research into the folks that you're communicating with online. I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably just overthinking it now, which, you know, for me that's kind of just par for the course. Uh, 90% of the time, I'd say I'm trying out TypeScript JS too. Oh, yeah. Game engines. Yes. 90% of the time working in Godot. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. For sure. Trying out a bunch of different stuff. Super helpful. You actually learn, I think, a lot from working in different game engines, just kind of learning the way that they decide to style, or not style, to arrange or like organize some things. I find it very interesting to see how different game engines, or people who work in different game engines, kind of tackle similar problems. For sure. Okay. I need to do the creepy crying eyes thing, which might actually just be... I might actually just go for like a dark gray, like that eyes. Do this and I'll paint them in with color again. And then some crying. which I'm sure is probably more like just rusting on the armor, but certainly looks like crying. Don't like that color. I'll go a little bit darker. I also don't like that color. Oh well. This orange is just nice. I'm probably gonna overuse this orange in this one. These do have this weird shiny bit around the face that is very different. I'm gonna... nope, don't like that. God. Okay, I need to zoom out a bit. How does this look overall? Yeah, no, those eyes are gotta be fixed. I can't work on it. So we're gonna do that. We'll do, oh, how do I rotate the canvas again? Nope, that's not it. This? You don't paint anything for like 2 weeks and you forget all your hotkeys. Because we got space is this. Space control is that. Space alt? No. Shift space? Shift space. Shift space is rotate the canvas. There we go. God, look how terribly aligned those are. Okay, we're gonna... Where's... hide our mistakes. Right. Well, that one's actually fine. So, I wonder if part of the problem that I'm having with it right now is I don't have any outlines on anything else. So there shouldn't really be outlines on the tops of these eyes, because the way I'm picturing it is just like stuff leaking from the inside of them. So I think, what if instead of having black outline around everything, I just place it with like tiny highlight, and it's only kind of the bottom chunk, or the bottom part of the eye that is looking gross. Is that closer to what I want? Kinda. Yeah, I think that's closer to what I'm looking for. Oops. It was just kind of leaking from the undersides of the eyes, which sounds real gross when I say that out loud. And they're still very far off. down ever so slightly. Okay. Good. And just fill in one backer. Okay. What was it? Shift. So I'll just hotkey number key 5 to recenter. Great. Okay. Okay, so we have that. Should probably continue with the rim lighting because I think I'm just going to assume that the entire thing is like an armored bit. So I'll do around the edge here. And then that's hidden behind that, so it doesn't matter. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Apologize anybody who's motion sick. I didn't mean to throw you off like that. Okay. Okay, now I need to decide what the actual shape of this helmet is. Because it's not... I don't think it is... I don't think there's a top edge of it here. So we're gonna... Again. And is it like... You know what? We'll do... the line here. So it's slightly lighter on this side, closer to the light. It's kind of an odd shaped helmet. Do a bit of a gradient in here. Round out these edges. And then what is missing? I am missing some shading on this leg. That's in the background technically. Should be not as vibrant. And then there are no shadows on the arm here. So do too much. Stick with it. Do it. Push through. Be brave. And I actually think I want a tiny bit of rim lighting. Oops, that's too big. Tiny bit of rim lighting here. That's fine. Okay, we'll do... I think I want... Wow, what is happening with my brushstroke? A little bit of... variation in there. So I don't want it to be too, like, monolithic. As it, the way I read it, it's like an older creation, so things should be a little bit rougher and what's the word? One color, not monochromatic is the idea. Out of tea. All right. Cool. Then I want to, again, be bold, push some colors. Do... Oh, I don't... Oh. Okay, we're just gonna... Bit of blue in here. Oh god. Kind of sleepy and weepy. Yes. Sleepy. Interesting. I don't know that I've got that from both the boss fight and the way that they look. Oh, the eyes are very much at the top of a round head, not like a human-shaped one. That's fine. Nope. Can't worry about that right now. Stylistic choice. It's fine. Oh god, that feels so weird. I don't hate it though. Just the bright blue in there. Okay. We're gonna stick with that. We'll do work on the incense orb thing now. Because we are now, yeah, about an hour left. When I kind of gotta do this, I gotta add Hornet to it, do the kind of pushing and pulling that I'm absolutely going to want to get done before calling it good. Point at the top and a point at the bottom, I assume. Remember. I literally know nothing about this character other than what you've done. Fair. That's fair. So yeah, this is the... Ooh. So I'm playing through Hollow Knight as a... Hollow Knight Silksong on Monday mornings as a way to kind of trick myself into starting to get work done and stop procrastinating, because yeah, it's just playing a game, right? It's not work. And it's been going pretty well. But yeah, this is one of the bosses in Hollow Knight Silksong that oops. Nope. I just ran up against at the end of last stream, so this is who we're going to be fighting at the start of next one. So I mean, I don't actually know that there is a whole... Sorry, I shouldn't say that. It's Hollow Knight. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of lore about the character that I do not know. And I'm probably just not gonna look up prior to what am I doing? Sorry, one sec. We're gonna go with a different color. Darker here. Sorry, I'm just probably not going to look up any lore about this character prior to beating the game, because I don't care too much about spoilers, but it's one of those things that, like, I don't know. It's exciting to be able to guess and kind of flex like your like an analytical muscle. Why is that doing? Trying to guess at where things are going to go with the game. Things like that. Because I think it's, especially if you are working on designing games. For me, I have trouble like turning off my analytical brain for like how I would do this or what I think that these decisions mean, and it's fun for me to guess kind of what the designers of the game themselves were thinking, and kind of if my guesses based on how I would do things end up being correct. I think that's pretty neat. So I don't like to look things up for fear of like spoiling things in that way. But like story spoilers, I'm not really a great writer or storyteller, so I'm not as concerned about story spoilers. Wait, why did that happen? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, this is fine. I need more colors. This needs to be a more vibrant color. I'm gonna. Oh, this is too vibrant. I don't. Oh, commit to it. Commit to it. You can do it. I'm just gonna paint all over all that stuff that I did. This needs to be middle here. Good. Okay. Great. Do it. Okay. And then go back to the darker. We'll bring that back in again. What was the shape of it? Here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking at cool game design patterns for sure. I will also say, with Silksong being like a Metroidvania game, or a sorry, I was listening to I was listening to a podcast while walking my dog this morning in the like -40-degree weather, and it was, oops, which one was it? Oh, it was if you are a fan of video game design type stuff, there's the no clip crewcast. So like the no clip, I guess it's a YouTube channel primarily where they do a bunch of video game documentary stuff. They did like the I forget what it's called, the Hades documentary, like the production stuff. Those guys have a podcast that is very interesting to listen to. Long roundabout way of saying that they were saying that one of the things that they've learned recently is that I think it's in Japan, they don't call them Metroidvanias, they're search action games, which I think is an interesting distinction for like defining something without calling it like the title of the thing that most not defines it, but like defines it. It's the definition of something without using the word in the definition, basically. So like you're searching and there's a bunch of action stuff, which I think is pretty apt actually for the types of games. Sorry, I keep going off on tangents. Love No Clip, yeah, I think they do some great work, and it's always fascinating to see like the projects that they're working on. I got distracted. What was I saying? Search action games. They're not my preferred genre of game, really. Although I do really like the exploration aspect of it. The getting lost and the having to go back and forth can be fine, but it's not my favorite. So seeing how, devs who are kind of, that is the thing that they do, how they make decisions, is fascinating. And it's extra interesting for me for like level design stuff, because they have to be very good about leading players to where they need to go. So there have been a lot of points within playing Silksong where I have seen places like where they've left breadcrumbs for like, oh, there are these one of the characters, and I guess forgive very minor spoilers, but the character that sells you your map in the game, her name is Chakra. But she's got these little disc chakra weapons that show up in the level near to where she can be found. So if you see them kind of scattered about a level, like off in a certain direction, you can know, like, it's a pretty good indication that if you go in that direction, you will run into her at some point. So you can get a map for the area, which I find very interesting, especially when it's like, I don't have the skills to be able to get there. And with it being a search action game, I assume that I'm going to get a double jump or like a wall grab at some point, so I can traverse things more easily. So just kind of noticing those things as I go is very cool. Sorry, I zoomed out here to take a look at the incense burner thing. I think something is off about it. Can't put my finger on it right now. I think I gotta leave it there because it's fine. I'm going to be covering it up with some visual effects as well, because during the second phase of this boss, the incense lights on fire, so I kind of want to have a bit of an explosion there, which will change how it appears in the fire effect that I'm going to do. So we're just gonna leave it there as is for now, and come back to it in a sec. But for now, I think I want to open my sketch back up and then see where I want to do, how I want to put Hornet into the frame. And I think, sorry if I label the background. Hornet here is just too small for what I want to do, so I think I'm just gonna have to scale Hornet up to a larger size. So I make the background visible. We're gonna lock the last judge down for now. Create a new layer. Be disciplined about this. Rename it to Hornet. Cool. And then we will go for the bright red Hornet's cloak. Start there. Oops. Zoom in. And I think actually I want Hornet to be so large in the corner, he's just kind of off the page. So like the how am I doing this? We're doing poke this direction. Goes off the page here? Is this what I'm doing? A very large Hornet. Or yeah, we'll do that. Okay. This red is so bright against the blue. That is, I gotta tone it down a bit. We gotta go a little bit more purple. And we'll reset the size of my brush. Much less. That hurts my eyes much less for contrast. I think I still want to use some of that brighter red for the highlights in here, but for the base of it, and it's just too much all at once. Yeah, okay, there we go. Also, naming genre after a particular game is a pet peeve of mine. Yeah, I particularly hate that we're still calling them roguelikes. Yeah, that's valid. Souls-likes is another one that is, I guess, problematic in that same way. I have no better suggestions to offer for how to name them, but I agree. Naming genres after a particular game, it's not great. But it's kind of what we got right now. So if you got another suggestion for roguelikes or even Souls-likes, I'm all ears. I'd be happy to help you try to steer the conversation in a different direction, but for now, if you want to be understood, you kind of what we're stuck with, for better or worse. Ooh, now I have a decision to make. Am I going to go with a neutral white for Hornet's head, or do I keep it kind of in the warmer color? Now, well, whoops. We'll stick with the neutral white. Yeah, I think neutral white's probably the correct choice for now. Yeah, for sure. Part of the issue is if we were to come up with something, yeah, good luck getting people to adopt it, for sure. But if there's two of us working on it, we have a much better chance of, we double our chances, right? That's how that math works. Two people can just unilaterally decide to change language. Unfortunately, I don't think how that works. Okay, what is going on? That is head shape is ink. Okay. Okay. I think got the shape in. We can turn off the sketch layer again, and I can figure out why there's like no energy going on with what Hornet is doing here. The issue is it the cloak shape? I think it's the cloak shape. I think what I need to do, I think it needs to be more at this angle. So it's kind of clearly pushing against the wind and then billowing out this way as she is jumping back. In here. Okay. Better. Now the issue is, I think it's the head orientation now. I think. Actually, let's just undo that. Take advantage of digital art. See how this looks if I rotate it a little bit. I don't think I wanted it to. Oops. Yeah, I think that's better. Oops. Back to my brush. I think the collar is just too high now. No, okay, no. Because now that looks like it's going the other way. No, I take it back, the color was fine. Bit more space. We got a overall view of it. Oops. Didn't mean to erase. It's more. Okay. Cool. We'll go with that. Want some more shadows here for brush strokes. good jobs. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. It is, as artists and creative people, it's always super easy to be like way too harsh on your own stuff, which is a skill that I need to eventually get better at, and not being too critical. And so I appreciate the compliment. One of the things that I try to do is at the beginning of each stream is look at the last week's or the previous work that I did, and make sure that I compliment myself on something that I did that I like, and then from there I need I can critique myself and say what I want to work on next time. But yeah, no, the complimenting or accepting compliment is also a bit of a challenge. Ooh, okay, now I have to make the decision of what shade of shadow I want to put on Hornet's head. I think we're gonna go with a purple. We're gonna go, whoops. I'm looking at it again. I don't know about that. No, I gotta be bold. My goal was to really push my comfort zone in terms of like colors today. This is what we're doing. Oh god, that's so much. Oops. Let's zoom in and give myself a smaller brush so I can keep it under control. Oh my god. Oh god, it's so bright. That's so bright. I can't. Nope. No, stick with it. Make it work. You can do it. Be strong. Be brave. Be brave. Oh my god. So much. Okay, once again, we're just gonna give ourselves, no? Wait, what am I doing? Why am I, oh, I'm hitting the wrong, no. Oh, God. Yeah, if this is a thumbnail for YouTube video, yes, for sure. I agree, it should stand out. But yeah, so for y'all who are here now who missed my references earlier in the video, let me take a brief pause, and we're going to go with, let me show you so I was away visiting family over Christmas break, and I was reminded by my cousin of the artist Leonid Afremov, and so like the use of color that he does on his oil paintings, like it should be chaos, but for some reason the chaos of color, you can still make out that this is like a winter scene or like a rainy scene at night, and just like the boldness of like the colors that he chooses for the background stuff here. So all of these things, I think it's so great, and so I'm trying to do my best to push myself into kind of that style of thing, but it's, oh god, it requires like such a good grasp of like color theory and stuff, and just the way that it works. I don't feel confident in that, so I'm pushing myself to try to go in that direction with this piece today. And dear god, it's like, so the not an artist, I would not describe the color as bright. The red highlights are bright, yes, for sure. It's everything is relative, and for me, the color, just as a quick example, the color that I would be most comfortable with for shading is like this like desaturated gray. Even that's too much. Not like there's color in here. This is like a very clearly excuse me, very clearly like a purplish. Well, maybe it's not super clear. Having just once again looked at the, excuse me, reference that I'm going for, it's maybe not as clear. But it's a so much more saturated of a color than I would feel comfortable with. But having looked again at that, I feel like I need to just really do something in here, just like, God, I don't know that. Okay, so the other thing that I've noticed is that all of the brush strokes that he did in the pieces that I looked at earlier are very like directional. So like I need to choose like a direction to go with here. Like, I don't know. By the way, I do know, sorry, that I want to bit of an edge highlight on this, so clean that up a little bit. If you want a challenge, make some pixel art in EGA. I'm not familiar with EGA, but yes, no, pixel art is, oh goodness, that is quite the challenge for sure. Especially if EGA is like a limited palette. Yeah, absolutely. It is. I am always impressed with like looking at old pixel art when you have like 256 colors at most. It's kind of crazy what they could do and what they came up with. Okay. Okay. And now to balance that out, I want it to be warmer as well, so we can go with. Oh no, that's too much like the color of Hornet's jacket. Go here. That's what I want. Really, some of the ambient shadows, ambient occlusion at the edges of fabric and stuff. Oops. Yeah, okay, so the brushstrokes there aren't yeah, EGA extended graphics adapter. You have these exact 16 colors and nothing else. Yeah, oh, for sure. Like that, man, that's always super impressive. Just like having limitations on what you can do. I think it just really shows the creativity, like, and pushes you to really be creative with some of this stuff, in ways that, like, not having limitations, you just don't have to be creative in quite the same way. Okay, bigger brush strokes, I like that slightly better. And I think, actually, as it stands, I think I'm actually kind of okay with that randomly, like, relatively bright purple chunk there. Yeah. Some actual good examples would be Quest for Glory, Laura Bow, and Cosmo's Cosmic Adventure. I don't think I know Laura Bow, but yes, Quest for Glory, absolutely. Like, yeah, if, oh, man, yeah, the pixel artists, kudos to you. It's a full discipline in and of itself that I just do not understand, really. Like everything else, I'm sure that there are techniques that you can learn that will, oops, no, Hornet is, we're calling Hornet done for now. To the last judge, I want to fix this a little bit. Um, better. Fully got distracted from what I was gonna say. Pixel artists, kudos to you. No, what was I gonna say? Oh, I'm sure there are techniques that you can learn that will help you with this kind of stuff, but it is far outside of my realm of experience. Currently, I don't have much of a desire to learn that, only because it's just not the style of game that I enjoy designing, or the style of art that I currently enjoy making. Although I'm sure that could change in the future. The people making art back then would have had backgrounds in traditional art. Very true. It was at the dawn of computer graphics. Absolutely. It's I'm sure that there are some techniques that would have been helpful, because like impressionism and pointillism, like all of the kind of what Leonid Antonov does, but like Monet or like Van Gogh, how they just use random colors, and looked at from far away you can see the image, but like looked up at close they are just points. That's essentially pixel art. You don't have the limitation of like memory and specific colors being used. That's kind of in my mind anyway, like those skills and the practice there would transfer for a little bit, at least I think. Cool. What was I gonna do now? I am sorry. Where I am at now, I have man, Hornet looks just so much better now with like even just that purple in the shadows, whereas the Judge now looks just flat. Like it is so much more boring in comparison. Pixel art stressed me out to make. Yeah, hypergame it for sure. I've never had to design something from scratch in pixel art. I have had to make adjustments and things to pixel art, and even then, like the amount of stress that you have to do to, like, because you have very few pixels to work with, so it's like it's either there's color there or there isn't, and it changes things so much. It's wild. I guess my reason for bringing it up is more about helping break you out of your fear of bright colors. The EGA palette is quite garish. Fair enough. I appreciate that for sure. But yeah, it's definitely one of those. When I say it out loud, it feels like it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be scary at all. It's just color that I can change pretty easily because it's a digital painting going down onto canvas that. Saying that it's scary seems ridiculous, but at the same time, having to kind of put it out there, I suppose it's probably more like the fear of judgment and things. So like, hang on, I gotta think this through. So we have. Hornet is red, largely, which means that I want the Last Judge to be more, like if we want it to be contrasting, to be opposing, I want to add more blue to it? Really? Oh dear. I don't know. Where? How am I going to, is it just like... Is that it? I just want to just... Oh god. sorry. Yeah. Fear of judgment and really just putting yourself out there creatively. It's a beast. It's hard to get over for sure. But I'm pretty happy with my strategy of kind of making sure I have committed to myself and to you, the audience, that whatever I end up with will be the thumbnail for the stream on Monday, or at least part of the thumbnail, because you know, actually, those random bits of blue look kind of fine. I don't... Why? I don't understand. Alright, whatever. That's fine. You know, I haven't streamed in quite a while. I've been wanting to get back to it for a while. Yeah. I feel that. It was... I haven't... And again, this is fully in the same vein of like, it's a worry that shouldn't be a worry, but I haven't actually put up a video in a while, which I feel bad about because I don't know. Again, it's the fear of judgment for putting yourself out there, caring too much about the work that you put in. I need to get over that, and I have several videos in mind of things that I want to get done, primarily VFX in Godot kind of stuff, and I just haven't felt comfortable enough to sit down in front of a camera to record and then edit. So I'm trying to, again, ease myself back into it by streaming somehow, because that makes it easier. I don't know if that actually makes sense, but that's what I've been trying to do. So set up a consistent streaming schedule, get comfortable in front of a camera again, talking nonsense for a while, create videos, edit them down, and then kind of kick myself back into gear. The first part has been achieved successfully. This is I have been streaming relatively recently. Sorry, not recently. Streaming relatively consistently. The video bit is, I don't know. If for some reason it's just a mental block that I have that I really just have to get over, to just sit down, record, and then edit. But yeah, it shouldn't be that hard to do, and yet. Okay. Cool. I think I'm pretty happy with where things are at currently. We need oh goodness, it's 11:10, 20-ish minutes. So okay, list of things that I need to do. I need to add a ground layer so they're standing on something. I need to add the fire explosion VFX. Excuse me. And then with that, I need to add the lighting, the way the lighting would change with that. So let's do the ground layer first. That should be relatively easy. New layer. Ooh, now I got to decide what color the ground is going to be. Used to be a video editor. Oh, nice. Very cool. What editing program did you use mostly? Mostly green screen stuff? Cool. Hyper game dev. I like streaming so much more than editing. Yes. I didn't think that would be the case for me. I'm not don't know. I have trouble forming thoughts into words sometimes. So I was definitely concerned about that with streaming. But it's, as with anything, if you practice it, it becomes easier. So it's not as bad as I thought it would be. And I'm having trouble convincing myself that I should just sit down and edit things. I don't know why. Again, I'm sure it's just a mental block that I just kind of gotta get over. But for now, this is kind of where we're at. Okay, now, color-wise, what do I want to do for the ground? We have red, blue, orange. Do I want to just be like just a dark color? I'm gonna do like a dark brown. Large. Oop. Dutch angle it here. Yeah, not bad. We need to add other colors in there though. Started at Sony Vegas, then moved to After Effects and Premiere. Nice. Very cool. I basically started video editing with DaVinci Resolve, really. Though I did a lot of work with Photoshop and what's the Adobe Vector one? Is that InDesign? No, InDesign's the publishing one. Illustrator. Yeah, I did a lot of work with those, so I am familiar-ish with their workflows, but yeah, I only started video editing after things were, let's say Adobe got very expensive, so I was looking for other solutions, other programs to learn. Is it still Flash? I don't actually know, because they have like Adobe, is it Fireworks now that is kind of the replacement for Flash-ish thing? But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Editing is boring but very rewarding when something is done. 100%. I agree 1000% with that, for sure. Yeah, I agree 100%. Not much else for me to say there. I do want to, like, with videos, especially like tutorial videos and things like that, one of the things that I really like is just kind of getting the comments from people who say, "Oh, thanks, that helped a lot," or like like asking questions or like providing other perspectives or like other tips that I didn't know about. I think those are some of my favorite comments for sure. I know I can still call that kind of animation Flash puppets, even though it's not a great name. Yeah, that's true. I will say I've animation wise, oh man, went on a deep dive of like learning different stuff about animation, and it's fascinating, the stuff that you got to do, make like convincing and like very energetic movements, stuff like the smear frames, and kind of looking into that stuff. It's crazy. There was I don't know if any of you are aware of a YouTube channel called Drawfee. Love the channel. They are hilarious and it's a wild time. But there was one that they did where they took smear frames and had to draw characters from them. It was crazy to see what like some animation has to look like in like a still frame to make it convincing movement for movies and stuff. It's cool. Okay, sorry. So back to, I'm trying to remember, there was a gate that this thing is standing in front of. I'm trying to decide if I want to have that in the background, like looming up here kind of thing. Just kind of to give more of an interest in the background that's not just the blue color. I kind of think maybe I do want to do that. At the very least, having a bunch of colors there looks pretty cool. Droff, yeah, it's spelled Drawfee, like coffee. Hang on, I'll just type it out in chat. So, oops, why can I not see? Yeah, Drawfee, like yeah, sorry. The original thing, if you go way back, their channel's been around for like over a decade now, but it was Morning Drawfee. Like, it was the artists of College Humor at the time, just warming up, doing like silly morning sketches, like in the morning, like to wake up to warm up. So, yeah. Fun fact: smear frames is why films get away with 24 FPS, whereas games really need 60. Yeah. Is it still too CPU to test to make proper smear frames in real time? Yes. For sure. For sure. Like, you can fake it, kind of, right? Like the what's the game? Cuphead, right, where it's all like hand animated stuff. You can definitely get away with like adding smear frames in that instance, because it's basically just playing the animation that way. But yeah, no, trying to do smear frames in real time with like, or even a lot of times in what is I remember back in the day when sorry, one sec. Cuphead has hand-drawn smear frames. Yes, older 2 games did the same thing. 100%. If you have the control to be able to do that, for sure. It was Overwatch, I think, back when that first came out, where they were talking about like noodle bones or whatever. So like for some of the animations, like the rigs didn't have like consistent proportions, because as they were moving they needed to kind of like stretch and squish to make it look energetic and like the character. So I thought that was really cool to learn that it's not entirely out of games, but it is much harder, and you actually have to specifically go into like put the effort in to make it look good in your games. Black Prism, switch one of your drawings took you long to complete, specifically your Silksong drawings. The do I have them open current? The one that took me longest to complete was one of the earlier ones. Like this one, I think it took me just over the 2 hours that I gave myself to do. Particularly because the background was a little bit more, there was like actually something in the background that I tried to include, as well as the 2 characters. So that one took me about 2.5 hours. There was another one as well, which I am blanking. Oh, the Bell Heart scene, if you know that one. Was trying to get I tried to do too much and tried to get like a proper perspective drawing of the fountain in the middle with all of the other bugs on the outside. That one also took me, I think it was 2.5 to closer to 3 hours to do. So That one turned out it's not one of my favorite ones, just because I took, I think, too long trying to get the perspective on the fountain correct, which I should have just winged it a bit more, perhaps, or known that because it's architecture and I don't have a huge amount of like practice getting straight lines and stuff, would have taken me longer, so I probably should have budgeted my time a bit better for that one. But yeah, those I think are the two that took the longest. I remember around 2017 some AAA games were obsessed with motion blur. Yes. I don't know anyone who liked the shenanigans. Yes, for sure. It's still an option that I think is on by default in most 3D games these days, which 100% I have to turn off. I cannot stand the way that it ends up looking. Partially, I am pretty susceptible to motion sickness, strangely enough, so I kind of try to avoid it when I can. Ooh, that's way too bright. What is this? Last Judge? Oh, there's a bit of blue. Okay. Oh, that was ground. Yeah. I see. Well, thank you very much, Black Prism. I am pretty happy with it too. I am kind of running into the point now where I feels like it needs something. I don't know what. Don't really know how to get the effect that I'm going for. Actually, more than that, I don't really know what effect I'm going for now. I'm just kind of adding colors to it for like no real purpose, which is probably not the right thing to do for art. Where, you know, kind of want to try to not necessarily say something, but like be deliberate about what you're doing. Nope, that's not the right button. We'll color balance. Thank you. Okay, we'll go back to this. I want it to be a bit lighter. Nope, not that lighter. Oh, it should be more saturated. There we go. What about a title? Ooh, for the art? Maybe. I'm also very bad at coming up with names and titles of things, so if I can avoid doing that, I 100% will. Okay. No, I haven't done my VFX yet. I need to do that. We're gonna do fire. Oh, you can't see my let's see. Turn off the reference. I think I'm done with the reference for now. We're gonna go back here. Oops. So the fire. Oh, I really do want that to be on the ground and exploding. Does that mean I need to look at Last Judge down a bit? Or am I rotating it a bit? Slightly off the bottom of the screen. Yeah, okay. Well, that's fine. So the fire effects are... What is... Okay. wants to be... Ooh. No, we need bright colors, bright. Ooh, I kind of locked myself into a corner with the gold chain, didn't I? And fire goes to the center is lighter, or rather, brighter. Go with to the center. I also need to reduce the opacity a little bit, I think. Or not. The white background will go more golden yellow on top of that. And then orange, sparks. Oof. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Erase some of these. I don't really... That much space. The softer eraser, so I can just lightly reveal the underside. Feel like I need to do bigger brush. Maybe explode out more to the side. Big. Oops. Yeah, I feel like part of the mistake is it explodes at the bottom. No, I think that's be fine. Both down. Okay, so the issue that I'm having currently that I'm trying to solve for is that the last judge feels like... I wanted the ball to originally feel like it was hitting the ground and exploding, which is what happens in the boss fight. But currently, it feels like it's still kind of just in the air. I think the problem is I didn't line up the a ground plane with the last judge themselves. So to fix this, I think I need to try and just grab the last judge and just ever so slightly like scoot them up. Just like they are on the ground plane. I think that's probably fine. And if we grab that and the fire effects, slide both of these down. We do that. Have it explode. I think that looks better. Yeah, okay. We're gonna leave it there. Like that, I think. Cool. So that's about 2 hours. That said, is there anything else that I want to touch up before I leave it? Yes, I think in all of my playing around with different things, the horn area here of the last judge has kind of gotten a little bit lost. So I want to adjust that a little bit. Oopsies, no. Go back to where you... Oh no. Okay, no, we're just gonna, once again, bring you both down. Yeah, okay. And then lock those so I don't change them again. And for the ground, which I'd say is not really the ground anymore. Enough. Paint that in a little bit more to make them stand out against the background. All right. Now it's a little bit more clear about what's going on. The bright red of Hornet's Cloak, I think, actually also still is working out pretty well with the additional like light that should be here. Trying to decide if I want to add a bit of like very fine line of like the orange here for like just the ever so slightly. Oop, that's not the right orange. That is not light enough. This, yeah, just like a, oh my gosh, hitting the wrong buttons. The smallest amount here for like rim lighting for the fire. I don't think I do. I don't think it adds to the piece at all. So I think I might actually just call it there. Yeah, okay. Let's make sure I save it before I lose it, because, you know, that hasn't happened before. Yeah. I think that is going to be it. Overall, just as a summary of my thoughts on the piece today. Oh, thank you very much, Hypergame Dev. I appreciate it. I think I was relatively successful in my goals for today, which were to use more colors, like even in the shadows, and like make it more interesting for sure. Where I think I may have, and I'll probably do this, the pose of the last judge, not super clear. The face, I think I could have rendered a little bit better, but it's kind of funny to see like that was the first thing that I did, and I got like a lot better at even just doing actually hang on, we'll bring this full screen for y'all so you can see what it looks like together. So the judge here, do I have to, yeah, so like the judge, it's very obvious to me that this was the first piece I worked on, because this part here looks so much simpler and yet more refined somehow. I don't know. I'll have to spend some more time looking at it kind of critically next week when I do it. But overall, I'm quite happy with the like vibrancy of the colors that I decided to use. And I'm gonna have to call it there. My dog has come downstairs to demand attention and wants to go outside, so kind of pushing it a little bit. Hang on, do I have if I gotta set up a scene so I can have a dog cam. I can't figure that out fast enough. Oh, the joys of being a new streamer again. Cool. So thank you very much for hanging out with me while I did my art practice. Thank you, HyperGameDev, and all your viewers for coming by and checking us out. I don't actually know if anybody is streaming that I follow currently that I can pass you off to, because I'd be very happy to do so. But again, I gotta learn this whole ecosystem stuff. I'll figure it out for next time. Again, thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out, for checking out this stuff. So, did you realize you could rate other YouTubers? I hadn't heard about it till today. Not at all. I thought that was a Twitch-specific thing, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. But apparently, it is a thing on YouTube if you have it enabled. Which, thank you, HyperGameDev, for walking me through that. I very much appreciate it. I will do some research and plan better for next time to pass people off. You're kind of the weirdo for doing it at all? Possibly, but I will join you in being weird if that's the case, because I think it's a great thing that we have. But I've met great folks. Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's a great way to continue building communities for sure. So thank you for introducing me to the concept of it for sure, and I'll do a better job at passing people off again next time. I keep trying to say, I will be, again, because this is going to be a thumbnail for my streams on Monday, I will make the actual full thumbnail bit after I sign off. But I do stream Silksong for about 2 hours on Mondays, roughly the same time, 9:30 to 11:30 or 12 Eastern North American time. I'm not actually sure where y'all are coming from, but do that on Mondays, and then Fridays are stream art. So yeah, if you're around, it'd be great to see y'all again. But if not, again, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you all have a great weekend, and good luck with your projects, and good luck with your game jam as well. I think that's a very cool thing that you're doing. But yeah, that's it for me for now, and take care of yourselves. Hopefully I'll see some of you again.